Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a Theater Kid Friday, where every Friday I upload a theater related video. Either tips and tricks or just normal theater stuff that every theater kid should know. Today's episode is on how to be the character. Sometimes from experience I don't know how to act like the character, but I have to use these things to figure out how the character does their actions and why. So little details in their lines, in their outfits that they have to wear, or songs that they have to sing in general, can create a full character. The first tip is to watch different cast recordings. You can watch the first cast recording from the original cast, which might be older if it's an older musical, or you can do a modern day, or even you can go and watch the movie or TV show the songs were in, if there were. Also, like I just said, watch the shows and movies that are similar to it, that have different feels. And also, if the musical that you're doing has a movie or show to it, that either came out after or before the musical did, that was based on the musical, watch it, because that will really help your character develop. Another thing is character analysis. So right now I'm going to give different types of characters and how they come off and stuff. So let's start off with the Von Trapp children, which is in The Sound of Music. I was a Von Trapp child in The Sound of Music too. And they're at first, the younger ones are kind of cute and innocent, but then the older ones are kind of bratty, and they don't want a new what's the word? A new Maria. They don't want Maria there, But the thing is, by the end, they really love Maria, so then they go from kind of bratty at first, because they have to be all serious, because their dad doesn't want them to, be singing, having fun, the normal child stuff. Now let's go on to Regina George from Mean Girls. At first, she is this queen bee. She's super mean to everybody. But then Caddy is wait, but she's kind of nice. But then she gets bad. And until the end, Regina George finally learns to be good. Also, another similar feel to this one is Heather Chandler from Heathers. At first, she's this typical mean girl, just like Regina. But then, Veronica Sawyer ends up being oh yeah, she could be nice. But then she ends up being even worse and worse and worse. And that's what landed her dead. Another person is Elphaba from Wicked. At first, she's just a sweet, nice schoolgirl who's just different than all the other ones, because, she's green and everyone else is normal skin tones, and that really sets her apart from everyone else. And by the end, just from everyone criticizing her and different things like that, she became wicked. And only Glinda could really see by the end that she became wicked. Only Glinda could see the true side of her. And now, if you still don't have your character down to the core, look over the lines that your character says. If your character has really funny lines, act them as a comedian. If they're really mean, be sassy and act like you're popular. And also, another tip is that if your musical is older, probably from before 1960 or 1950, the time it's set in or the time it was made, it's probably the typical boy/girl character, because back then it was I don't know, like it was really like in musicals, I feel like that are really old was like you're either really rich or you're like poor, you know? And also another thing that could help you is search images on Google of your character. You can really tell your character's actions just based upon like what they wear. If they wear lots of like faux fur and like or just regular fur like boas, something like neat like that, your character is probably rich or something like that, just because, you know, usually if you afford more money, you wear that type of stuff. And if maybe your character is wearing, like, let's say, something like I don't know, like something that looks more like brown and like, or like gray, and like it looks dirty or something, usually that means that your character might be like poor or something like that in the musical, but later develops into being like a smart young person with a business, something like that. So those are my tips and tricks on how to be the character. I hope you liked this third episode of Theater Kid Friday, and bye, and I hope you had a wonderful Theater Kid Friday.